Hello. So, I'm looking at the log. Why it do fail? Okay. So, room O is the last room it's trying to load, which is, yeah, that's the boss room. Good. Entry code main, index null. That makes sense. That means it's telling it come in from main. Index null means it's not a save point that we're entering from into that room. Okay, great. So it is hitting loading room. We hit some user error, but these do happen quite a bit apparently. So that's noise. Attempt to disconnect non-existent connection. I'm not sure what this error is, but I don't think it's related. Hey, Captain. Mic is kind of loud. I wonder if I bumped it. Hang on, let me unplug it and replug it. The USB connector is starting to fray a bit. So I have to be gentle with it. It for what it's worth, it's not the whole mic, it's just the cable, which is, as far as I can tell, standard USB micro or mini. I can't remember which one's micro A. There's so many different connection types, and I used to have them memorized. Okay, let me grab the save file. Yeah, save 0, that's the one. That's the one we want. All right, we're gonna take that. And we're gonna make that save 2, which is, it's 0 indexed. Let's run it through Steam. Let's run it through Steam to make sure we're getting the exact same one. So first thing that we're doing tonight is bug hunting. Okay, so here we go. This one right here. Apparently, entering this door. Right, Mac? This is where you get the save. As soon as you enter the door, that's when it just crashes to desktop. Okay. Oh, yes. Okay, good. That's good. Hilariously. Let's see if it happens in Godot. If it happens in Godot, that's super good. All right, come on, please happen in the editor. I want to see the error messages fly through. Heck yes, we got it. Okay. We have a null instance. Okay. Is inside tree. Camera has been... Okay, we're trying to load a text box. We're trying to load a text box, which requires the camera because the camera is used to unproject the location of the stem. You know how the text box has a little stem that points to whoever's talking? I'm not actually asking a question. I'm just kind of thinking out loud here. The text box has a little stem that points to whoever's talking. But to know which direction to angle that, we have to use the camera to grab that location to know, like, okay, based on the camera's position, where on the 2D plane should the stem point? Because the dialogue box is 2D, the camera is 3D, so it has to use the camera to calculate the 2D position of where the stem points. But it's saying the camera has been freed already. This is on dialogue box. So camera at this point is null. Where are we setting camera? Camera, oh, that's gonna be fun. Camera equals. We have a setup camera function that gets called every single frame, just to be sure. Hey, Willow. Setup camera is happening right here. Okay, so this has gotta be that the dialogue box is showing up, is being pulled up before the camera has even loaded. And so we need to be prepared for that. Update stem angle. No, update stem angle is where this is happening. So that should be hitting setup camera first. Unless something else is calling it. Set pointing chord. What's calling set pointing chord? Close dialogue. Well, that's probably not it. And show dialogue. Okay, I could see that happening. So we're calling show dialogue on the first frame that this scene is loaded. Problem therein is that we haven't pulled in the new camera yet from show dialogue. So show dialogue is hitting set pointing coordinate. Set pointing coordinate is hitting update stem angle. Well, hang on. If cam... Does Godot do short circuiting? Godot does do short circuiting. Is this not equivalent? If camera does not equal null. All right, let's try this again. There's a chance that some order of operations got shifted for the dialogue box at some point. And after that, no one actually got back to the boss. That does seem to fix it. Just adding... Oh no, that's not good. That's not good. Huh. we got a single 1 and then a bunch of 1, 2s. Single 1 implies that this line came back true, but this line came back false. Is that possible? That is not... I hate that. I hate that if that's true. Object and object not equal null. This has got to be like a Pythonish thing, right? Yeah, apparently. Apparently you can hit that. Wait. No, wait, hang on. That's the... I think I did this backwards. If camera equals null. No, we got a 1 here, which implies that this was true, but camera was equal to null. Is this possible? Perhaps this is the better question then. Camera and camera equals null. I would have thought that if null would return false. If that's not the case, ugh. Sounds like, yeah. Like, oh no. All right, did we get any? Yeah, there it is. Oh gosh, Godot, if null. Oh man, I probably check for that in a lot of places. Oh man. Okay. So this is me coming from JavaScript mostly is the problem here. All right, so in JavaScript, let's just use a quick and dirty JavaScript console here. You can do if checks for like if 4 is greater than 2, then log smiley face. No, log test. All right, here we go. And hey, look, test comes up. Get out of here, error, whatever you are. Get out of here. There we go. Yeah, we get back test. Good. That's what we want. You can also have variables like, current page. I don't know what that is. But I didn't give it a value. So right now it's undefined. And if I say current page, it is not going to log test because current page is currently falsy. Which is to say it's going to be treated as though you gave it a false statement, such as 4 is less than 2. So for instance, 4 is less than 2 is equal to false. Yes, it says yes, true. That is a true statement. 4 less than 2 is false. That is correct. But I can also say undefined. Uh-oh, well that one doesn't work. But what about null? Well, apparently null doesn't either. How do you... we can coerce it. We can coerce it to a truth value with double exclamation mark. And now, undefined, when treated as a Boolean, yes, undefined is false. Yeah, coerce, thank you. Coercion. it's casting. It's basically casting. And that's as far as that explanation is going to go. So my naive self assumed that's probably how Godot does it as well, is that if you have a variable that you have not defined yet, and you do if variable, whether or not that variable has a definition is the same as saying the explicit if current page equals null. But no, that's not the case at all. Apparently, if variable, oh gosh, how does this work? If variable. Behavior. What's the if variable behavior? Nope, no answer. Dang it, I do not want to look at every single one of my if statements in the entire code base. But that is it. You can't say if cam, that you have to say if cam not equal to null specifically, and that fixes the issue. All right, now here's the scary thing to consider. Is this okay? Like, can I just deploy this? Like, I've got some chapter 2 stuff in progress, but that shouldn't be an issue. Let me check my feedback spreadsheet. Okay, so this is now done and in 104. Okay, there were 3 other things. Railing solidity missing when bridge collapse happens. Hub in trigger can be sidestepped. Okay, that's good. Because Kiwi hit that same issue, didn't he, with the railing? And that's only in 104, which if we run Steam version, fixing this might impact the other chapter? Fixing this bug, there's no dialogue in chapter 2. Well, I guess we've got like a slight amount, but chapter 2 is so far away from being done. It's barely left getting started. Okay. Current version on Steam is... Well, no, this says 104 is the version on Steam. So the railing is already fixed. Okay, so this is actually fixed now in 105. Let's make sure to mention that in my spreadsheet of fixes. Okay. Project settings. Oh. How? Very suspicious. Nope, nothing. Okay. I just updated the version in the project settings, and it was listed as 1.0.3. So I'm not 100% sure why the Steam version still says 1.0.4. That's probably nothing. Oh, gosh, now I gotta check GitHub. How did that happen? Where is that? Project.godot. View, show in... No, just open in... View on GitHub. Sign in. Which one is it? As me. I have 2 GitHub accounts. It's really confusing. Does not make things easy. Okay, project.godot. Show me the history. Nope, not that. Config version was changed to 1.0.3 here. I don't know how it got... I don't know how 1.0.4 is out there. That's really suspicious. What's going on here? Oh well, we're on 1.0.5 now, I guess. Let's get into Paper Robot demo builds. Oh yeah, there it is, 1.0.4, October 13th. October 13th. Okay, yeah, that does show an update, but it doesn't show it changing to 1.0. Maybe it was something where I changed it and changed it back? That'd be weird, but not out of the question. Like reverting some change, but accidentally reverting the version change, the version number. Okay, that's fine. We are officially on 1.0.5. Ship it? Do we need to... What else could have changed, right? So I need to do a full playthrough of the game. You're absolutely right. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Camera change, huh? Boy, that looks weird, doesn't it now? Why does that look that way, huh? Huh? Why, what's the deal there? Why are we doing the silly camera here? Why does the camera look that way, huh? Huh? Camera attributes. Camera 3D attributes. Here we go. Depth of field blur. Because it's near. Because it's near. We have near enabled. So what we need to do for now. So remember how we were making changes to add the depth of field? I made it so that things very close to the camera would blur, in addition to things very far from the camera. But this has ramifications. Okay, so that's better there. Because this is like right up next to the camera. And so it was blurry. Now how's this next cinematic gonna look with the blurred camera? Not bad. The clouds are definitely blurry, but actually that adds a little bit there. That's pretty good. Also, welcome in, Al. I may have already said that, but I'm saying it again. Leon is here. Do not worry about it. Oh gosh, yeah, all my stuff is gonna be busted. Had already added it? No, I tested it by just adding it to the camera. And that's all it had to do. Get out of here, Leon. Typical normal Leon. I kind of don't love the blurry camera here. Yeah, look at that. Awful, awful. Okay. Disable the camera changes that we did. I like the camera with the depth of field, but we need to have some way for it to be for specific scenes, not for every scene. And we're not going to do that tonight. That's a little bit too much. Okay. So with that removed... This should just work, right? You didn't bring it. Can't believe it. Can't believe it. Where's your tennis ball? That's supposed to happen. They're all connected. They're one battle. That's always happened. 5. Great. Cool. Yep. Great. Out of all of the times I've seen this fight streamed, I've never seen anyone let the siege engine get an attack off. Not once. There we go. Well now, obviously, knock him out. Reinforcements! That happens in the mud scene as well. Like in the early Helix Hills zones. There's a different musical cue. Depending on whether he's going to hit Dabble or Partner. So if it's da 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 da, he's gonna ram straight into Dabble. But if it's da 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 da, then he's gonna jump and throw off your timing. You know what? You know what? No, bring it on. Yeah, there we go. Let's see if this even works. Cool, I love that the particle effect glitches out now. That's a really cool thing. That's a really fun effect. I'm glad I added the particle effect glitching out now. It's huge. Big like Xbox. Well, that's you. I don't remember who it was that was... no, it was Dupe who did the Team Rocket is blasting off again that timed perfectly. That was like such a good read. Okay. This looks fine. good. It was good. All right, cool. Everything's good. Everything is great. All right. I think that's fine then. Okay, let's get this patched out. Where does that go? Build. How do you export this? How does this work? Who are you? Export project. How's the Steam release? Does it have debug enabled? Currently no. Okay, well then let's be consistent. Build. Okay, so I've disabled depth of field because that needs to be tested against the entire blob of chapter 1. Oh, geez. Okay, after the game is completely done, I'm gonna have to go through everything again with a fine-tooth comb. Therefore, don't test anything. Ever. Okay, has that got everything we need? That looks like everything we need. Let me confirm that. Yep, all right. Slap that into a zip. So I'll give you guys a little bit of info about Steam build stuff. As long as your zip file is below a certain size, you do not have to use Steam's magical upload tool, and you can just upload it directly through the web, which is great. The limit, as it turns out, is what? 2 gigs. My game is currently sitting at 90 megabytes. That's pretty good. I feel pretty good about that. Huh. Paper Robot could... By the time Paper Robot is done, it will be able to fit on a CD-ROM drive. Or a CD-ROM. Just not a high capacity one or anything like that. Just the standard CDR. Because those were 700 megs. That does make me feel pretty good about the file, the footprint. That's something that I've been kind of thinking about, is file size. And I know I probably shouldn't be prioritizing that, but it's been on the back of my mind every time that I'm adding a new 3D model or new audio file. I'm like, all right, gotta think about how we're gonna keep this small enough. But small enough for what? Small enough for who? Yeah. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right, name this as demo 1.0.5. Build commit successful. Then we go over to the Steam pipe builds and specify I want that to be the live branch. Preview comment. .5. Set build live. Yep. 2-factor authentication. Do you think you could, like, listen to the audio of someone entering in numbers on a numpad with enough data? Could you get better than guessing? Do you think you could get better than guessing of here's an audio snippet of someone typing in a X digit code on a numpad on a mechanical keyboard? That would be a tricky one. Yeah, on a keyboard. Like, I think there are a few minor tells. It's extremely different person to person. Maybe for one person. Maybe if you were listening to one person type in codes. But it'd be rough because there's so, like, there could be a crumb under a key. And it's like, okay, that's great, but which key is it? How are you going to figure that out? Okay. Now I need to get Steam to update. Force an update. How do I force an update here? Verify game files. I don't know. If I just hit play, check for updates. Come on, come on. Did it check for updates? I don't feel like it downloaded anything there. No, it did not. Okay, stop. Come on. What if I uninstall and no, let's just, come on. You can do it. You can do it. I believe in you. Manage downloads. Factorio update. Oh. Gosh, they're still updating Factorio. It's ridiculous. Dun, 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 dun. Is there... Aside from just uninstall and reinstall, is there a decent way to force an update on Steam? Like, I was thinking that whole verify game cache stuff, but I don't remember where that is. Installed files. Verify integrity. Verify. Verify. Okay, it's updating. All right, play. Bum, 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 bum. All right, let's see. Let's see it all come crashing down now that it's live. There we go. Awesome. We're good. That was the main crash bug thing. I hate that that's a thing. That's the same. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a minute. Isn't that the same place that Dubu's crashed? Did Dubu's crash there as well? I vaguely remember that, and I wonder if that's what it was. The null check is not a true null check in Godot. You have to explicitly say if blah is not null. You can't just say if blah, then proceed. That's. I think that was it. I think that was the one. This is gonna look, I don't know how this is gonna look to this guy on Steam. The fact that I posted okay, I'll look into it 45 minutes ago, and now I'm like, okay, we have a new patch out. Is that gonna come across as obsessive? Maybe. You might have to verify local files or whatever. Well, see, I hate that this is a thing. I hate that this is something that's been going on. Like, it may be... I think in Dupu's case, it was like, after he tried it a few times, it eventually worked. So that's kind of race condition stuff. It's like, at some point, the camera handler or the dialogue handler updated before the dialogue box was called, or something like that. Which, I hate that inconsistency, but yeah. Okay, well, we got a major bug patched, which is good. Ugh, rocky times for old Paper Robot. Right, we're working on a minigame. I need some sound effects for some pops for these balloons. Also, I gotta figure out if the balloons are gonna be there on the first time through. The balloons make sense definitely on a second run where it's like, okay, this is definitely a mini game now. But it makes a little less sense when you're first heading through. It's fine. Nah, let's go for it. Let's just leave it. Sure, you get points. You get points on this Uncharted jungle trek. Don't worry about it. We need some nice fixed. Okay, good. We need balloon pop. And it needs to be CC0. Okay, volume warning. There's gonna be some sounds of balloons popping. So be prepped for that. Why 3? Why 3? It's terrible recording. Slightly edited. Sound like a clap. Low quality. One more of a. That just sounds like a clap. Maybe better. What lower? I mean, I guess I can change the pitch myself. Awful. Awful. No. Just no. I guess we can make this one work. I'm gonna edit this one a little bit and we'll get it there. Look, as long as it's CC0, I don't care. We'll make it work. I guess I want it like lower? Is that what I want? Lower? No, definitely not. Hey, Sammykins. Welcome in. So I'm covering up everything with Audacity. Gotta get that out of here. We're making a Paper Mario-like, but there's gonna be a really big mini game in Chapter 2. Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah. Oh, is that the old preview video? Because if it is, I need to update that command. Let me see. Oh, yeah, that's the old one. We need to get that. You know what? You know what, team? let's get that updated. That was the preview trailer. And now we have the good trailer. Oh, I know what you mean now. Yeah. That could be good. Let's see here. What was that? Trailer? No, paper. Paper. Where? Command equals paper. We're gonna do a little bit of SQL here. No. Paper no exist. Paper no exist. Wait, no, it's right there. I see it. Yeah. So update. Message command. Set text equal to preview video here. Okay, now let's see if that works. No, that's still the exact same. Oh, because it loads it when the bot loads. I need to reload the bot to get it to take. Yay! Okay, uploaded, updated, easy as that. Dun, 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 dun. We could all watch the trailer together. We might do that later. Well, all right, hang on. I got an idea. Let's just have this play. Wait, hang on. Okay, no, this already has the depth of field, so that's fine. Because this is a special scene. That's why it's already got the depth of field on it. And then let me just play this as it. You know, it just sounds like someone just like it sounds like a book being thrown onto a wooden floor. What other pop sound can we see here? Pop genre. Oh, okay, that's what we're gonna get if we just search for pop. All right, what if we can make this work by drastically modifying the pitch? So let's take that. Effect. Maybe? What if both? Reduce gain. Maybe it kind of combines the two. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Okay, so brrr, we also need a plane noise. Brrr, and then brrr. I like that better. Okay, let's make that it. We've melded the sounds together. Sound effects. Balloon. Pop. Yes, mix that down to one track. Just that. It's just that. Sound effects. Balloon pop. Got it. Yeah, we need plane. This one's gonna be tricky. Flying plane, overhead plane. I need something with a fairly consistent noise. You know what? You know who might could hook us up with a really good plane sound? You know who might be able to hook us up? I know a guy who happens to know a lot about planes and is actively working on plane sounds.
Here, why isn't it finding those? What am I getting wrong here? I'm never assigning it. I'm going and finding it, but I'm not actually updating low pass and high pass.
Or reaching out to Epic Photon.
I understand. Yeah. It's going, yep, you sure found it. You're on the air. I have a question for you. Go right ahead, Mr. Dobbs. Hello, hello.
Can you get me a audio? Can I use a sample
I can
of
attempt
your
to answer.
Of the plane
Don't
audio
answer. Uh-oh.
you're working on? If you happen to have it in a portable format at this stage.
Well, if on the air means what I think it means. Hello, perhaps, Dobbs' chat. Can I use a sample of the plain audio you're working on?
I feel like I'm putting him a bit on the spot here.
Absolutely. I can send you all my sound files, actually.
You are amazing.
I'd be more than happy to do that.
They're in good hands.
Heck yeah.
And then I hit him with the hand emote.
Cool. Give me, they're in good hands? Hell yeah. I will give you an exclusive, or I wouldn't say an exclusive license. I'll give you a license to use them.
Man, I'm getting licensed.
We'll sort that specifics out. But yes, absolutely.
Awesome.
Okay.
What a guy.
Let me run one little test, and then I can look at. Do you need them urgently? Is another question.
At your convenience.
At your convenience? Cool.
All right.
Let me put that on my to-do list just so I truly don't forget, but I can take care of that, no problemo.
And then hit him with
It happens to be the very thing I'm working
yeah, I'll hit him with why do we even have hype high? All right, sure. I'll hit him with this weird hype emote. A fancy title in the credits. That's a great idea. I should get as many people as possible to help me in as tiny a way as possible so that I can pad the credits. Sound effects. He's the sound effects director. I don't know how it happened, but now we have a sound effects director. All right. Well, definitely shout out to Epic Photon. There we go. So Photon has been working on a game called Lake Hopper for a while, which is a seaplane based game. The general game loop is flying a plane around making deliveries in a flooded, I think vaguely post-apocalyptic world, but like everything, it's not like the, rust and ruin kind of world. It looks very optimistic. Oh yeah, the ASFE. Every team's got to have one of those. So it's like I'm not going to reach out to him for help with the balloon popping noise, but definitely for the airplane noise, because absolutely. And it doesn't even need to be an accurate one, which his stuff is going to be very accurate that he's working on. But this will be fine for this. Okay. Cool. Let's actually set up now the pop. Make sure that is set to the sound effects channel. Who's going to provide the horse noise? That's a good question. That one is probably going to be freesound.org. All right, so now we got balloon pop as a noise. Ooh. So right now, the actual balloons, they have their own script here. Point value does nothing. Point value does absolutely nothing. The voice noise is a pilot horse. I do need to see if we can do a dumb Star Fox text box bit. How are we going to connect these signals? Because it's all the way down here. Oh, that stinks. So the minigame handler is all the way up here. And then the balloons are all in this deeply nested script, deeply nested tree. Let's see here. What is the play here? Godot connect to deeply nested node. Connecting dependencies. Singleton is referenced. It might... Singleton, huh? I would hate for that to be the case, but... Okay, hang on. What if we did use like a static variable or something? This is probably a silly way to do this, but yeah, we could have a secret balloon that's like way out of bounds. And then our balloon script can keep track of whether or not it's the real, the specialist little balloon. Okay, yeah, I hate that, but that is viable. Static var minigame manager. export minigame manager, and then on ready, if minigame manager does not equal null, then the static variable is set up there. And now we can access it from any of the others by just having a balloon hanging out. So we would just take a minigame balloon and call this load-bearing balloon code. And then just plop the minigame manager into that. Okay, it's a little bit of a silly method, but that does let us access it. Master Sword, it's okay, I guess. It's all right. I should do a tier list. No, not a tier list. A 2D grid of maybe 3-dimensional grid of Zelda items. What are the axes that you grade a Zelda game on, or a Zelda item on? Buster Sword. That's pretty iconic. The Halo Energy Sword. Man, you know what? I'm kind of glad that the Master Sword got like a whole backstory. And you know what? So did the hat. The hat has a backstory. It's like for a while there, they kept just picking various items of Zelda and being like, all right, this keeps coming up. Let's give it a backstory. To some degree, the green tunic, kind of, I guess. Right? Anyway. I don't know what that is. But yeah, it was, Minish Cap, they were like, okay, the sword needs a backstory. Skyward Sword, Master Sword needs a backstory. Skyward Sword also was like kind of explained the origin of the tunic, I guess. Never finished Minish Cap. It was all right. I think it was pretty fun for what it was. 2D Zelda's honestly pretty good. I'll give them that. Pretty good. All right, minigame manager needs to have the balloon pop sound, and we're gonna include a on balloon pop, and then have a points here, and balloon pop dot play. Simple as that. It's Pikachu. I do want to make sure that balloon pop has polyphony. Let's say 4 polyphony. Okay, so when you pop it, minigame manager dot on balloon pop with point value. But only do that if minigame manager is not null. As we have found out, you have to specifically say that. You can't just say if minigame manager. apparently. That one's really throwing me for a loop, because I'm almost certain I've got some error handling that does that. Like, all over the place. So that's really scary. I don't love that. Okay, that should play the sound, right? We need a, I guess we need a, okay. Yay. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, we need a crash sound. Is this the one? No. Is this the one? Yes. This is the one, as a matter of fact. Okay, now where's our iframe? Ah, it's right here. If hit solid. That's Pokemon number 1. Or is Pokemon number 1 Mew? Or Rhyhorn? Or the other potentially accurate answer, I think. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember how it worked. There was a funny gag. Anyway, I don't remember any of it. So, there's that. Okay, and then... Oh, no, hang on. That's not gonna fly. Playing drop. Bring the pitch scale down to like 0.4. Arceus, yeah. Sure. Yeah, that's the sound of a plane crashing. I'm considering making it so you get more points for hitting it dead on. But I don't know if that's necessary. Okay, cool. That looks all right. We need a UI. That's not going to be too bad. Tower of the Gods was as far as dungeons go. Yeah, there, I said it. It was A horse neigh. I feel like a lot of Wind Waker dungeons were just okay. I can't think of any that were like really good. Are there any that were really good? Combat in Wind Waker is fun. I think Wind Waker, they're basically QuickTime events. But that was a really good system, and I'm glad they carried that into Twilight Princess. It works very well. We need the tablet. We're gonna draw a balloon. But flat. What's the UI look like? He's a killer. A Bold killer. These numbers. Are these numbers okay? Do I want, like, bubble numbers? Like, blocky numbers? Because we could do that. Okay. Perfect. Looks great. He does. It's true. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I'm tracing my own art. What of it? Export. PNG. Balloon icon. Stalwart Shell. Pretty good. Willow's playing Hollow Knight. So that's interesting. I'm trying so hard to be good while she plays Hollow Knight. Because, man, it's so hard. Because it's like, Willow, no, your shade has like 300 geo. You need to, no, Willow, no. Willow, you're at 80% of max health. You need to run away and heal now. And she just walks into enemies like, Yeah, you know what? Now I'm at 3 masks. I can take him. I've got the opportunity to just leave and heal. Willow, I'm talking about how I'm trying so hard to not backseat. I'm trying so hard. Every time I see you walking around with less than max health, I'm like, oh no. Oh no. What are you doing? You're gonna get yourself killed, and you're gonna lose all this money that is still not back in your bank account. Oh. Oh man, when you had the shade out and after losing like close to 200. You had like 200 and it's like, all right, just go back to the shade, kill it, get your money back and run away to heal. And nope. Just like, you know what? I don't know where we are. Let's just go journey. Like, oh no, I want to tell her where she died. And just walk off in the exact opposite direction. Oh, my heart. It's easy to get lost. I would argue, though, that that's one of the most fun parts of the game is getting lost in the world and just exploring and being like, oh, there's a whole new room here. Oh, what treasures await or what dangers. Ooh. Right alignment. You did good. You beat a big thing. And you found a bigger thing. Where's our font? It's this one, right? Or is it this one? Oh, I need to actually put that in here, don't I? To this? Yes. Would it be nicer to have it left of the balloon icon? Maybe balloon icon gets scaled down a bit more. And then maybe this also gets some kind of drop shadow. Something to defeat. I looked it up, Willow, because I was curious. Because I remember where to find some of the things that give you permanent help. And I was surprised. It is just barely possible with some pretty daring sequence breaking to actually get slightly stronger before the first boss, the first required boss. But, ugh. Mortician's Assistant. When's that gonna be? That sounds like a fun game. I see no problems here. Why do you, Ocean? He suggested it. Oh, gosh. Yeah, And what's he doing in return for that? Oh, you know what'd be nice is balloon sprite. Let's make the balloon sprite like pop a little bit whenever you pop a balloon. Let's see here. Bar points equals 0. Points, and then point label dot text equals string version of your points. And also we're gonna say balloon sprite dot scale equals vector 2 dot 1 times I don't know. And we're gonna lurk towards apparently this. So let's go with 0.7. Okay, let's see how this looks. I think this will look pretty good. Maybe you'll forget. Yeah, look at that little pop on the icon down here when you pop a balloon. That's fun. That's fun. I can't help but notice that the score is not going up. It's just stuck on 2 forever. Okay, that's cool. Why is it stuck on 2 forever? That doesn't seem like that's how that's supposed to work. Point value should be 1. Maybe some of those are set to 0. No, that one just gave me 2, and then they're just gone for what? What? So that is definitely happening. Print point value? One. Okay, they're all hitting for 1. So it's not that. It's on balloon pop. I've done something wrong. Oh geez. Points. Yeah, I'm shadowing an element. Earned points. Whoops. Haha. Well, that'll do it. There we go. Does it need a little drop shadow? I feel like it should have a drop shadow. Unbreakable Strength is pretty amazing. But you know what? It's pretty much the same as Fragile Strength in Steel Soul mode, so who cares? Alright, run this through. You know what? Yeah, that still looks fine. Okay, what happens when you get hit? On hit solid. I think you should lose some point. It's a charm. Wayward Compass is also a charm, and you got that. You got a charm, so you basically leveled up because now you can know where you are. That's gonna blow the game wide open. Like the fact that you can now, but it will help you find things. Also, the huge bug is super doable. You unlocked the Stag Station, so you've got a really quick route back and forth between that fight. I would say spend as much money as you can so that you don't have to worry about losing money when fighting that boss. And then just do it, try that boss so many times until you finally get him. Beat the big bug. You were able to improve over the course of that one stream to the point where you were able to beat the slightly larger than you bug. And it's basically the same concept of, okay, this thing has like 3 different things it can do. I just need to recognize when they are happening and what do I do when that happens. I don't remember if you can buy anything else at this point in the game. You'll need to do some exploring. Dr. Bunny. That sounds reasonable. We're gonna say points minus equals 1, or no, points equals clamp, points minus 1, clamp to 0. Oh no, you can't do that. Okay. Points minus equals, no, points equals move toward. Oh, that's for a float. Is that still gonna work? From points to 0 by 1. I think that'll work. And so this should mean that if I take damage while I have 0, nothing will happen. Yeah, still at 0. Okay. 4. Still at 4. Oh, wait, no, actually, now I'm at 3, now I'm at 2. It's just not updating. Yeah, now I'm at 3. Okay, so I need to update the, so let's add a function to update label. And do that when we drop points as well. Do all the friendly bugs sing? With technically maybe one exception. There's nothing bad happens from swinging your sword at a friendly bug. Nothing bad will happen if you just assume everything is trying to kill you and approach as such. I need to, like, wiggle. But that doesn't really work, does it? I could do it as an animation, but I really just don't want to. So lerp towards vector 0. No. Towards apparently negative 125. I don't think any bugs sing. No, there's one bug that sings. Mila sings. On hit solid, balloons right to position, plus equals vector 2 dot down times 12. I don't know. Let's see what that looks like when you take damage. We pop, pop, pop. And then damage. Yeah, that's fine. It pops or it wiggles down. Yeah. I think we could actually go to 20 and slow that lerp speed. That looks good. Okay, Dabble needs to be in there. Yeah, that looks fine. Dabble needs to be in the plane now. Put him in the plane. Except it's a false Dabble. And I have something for that. So it all works out. Okay, so he's gonna be right around here. We're gonna scale him down. I don't think the partner is gonna show up here. That looks fine, and we're gonna set him to is dummy, yes. Is flying, sure. Collision, none. No collision at all. Is that all I need for this? Is he gonna fall out? Nope, he's there. Oh, there he is. There's our boy. .470 FPS is surprisingly good. And yet the plane feels choppy. Am I imagining that? Yeah, like, look. Why is it doing that? Why is it doing that? Why is it wiggling? It's running out of gas. It makes sense. Uh-oh. Well, that does some weird things to poor old Dabble. Okay, how's the downward movement gonna work on this? What does this do to him? Oh, because he's billboarded. Right. He is billboarded. Okay, editable children, though. What if? Sprite 3D. Oh, he's not technically billboarded. How does this code work? Sprite rotation. Is there some kind of rotation lock? It's that all of the sprites, none of them are allowed to tilt down. So that'd be rotation, I don't know, on the x-axis, I think, which I don't see a setting anywhere. So, actor base. Oh, here it is. Global rotation.x. So what we need then is a new variable. Force upright true. Okay, and now we can say that this one, this one we do not force upright. This one magically is allowed to tilt with the plane. Was that rotation or global rotation? Global rotation, perfect. Then yeah, this will help a lot. Nope, never mind, it's still doing it. Pop, pop, pop. Locked. Sprites. Force upright is turned off. And yet, he's being forced upright. Check his sprites. Check his sprite 3D here. What's going on here? What's this fella's rotation? No. That rotation is 0. Is it this? Does this have some kind of axis lock? Physics body? No. Well, let's check his sprites. No axis lock. But this is definitely doing some things here. Global rotation. What's the deal with our global rotation here? It's all there. It's right there, only there. If I take this out, do we still have that problem? Pop, pop, pop. Yes, we do still have that problem. It was a good try. Photon, welcome in. It's an invasion. No, we were working on the mini game for chapter 2, and I was adding the sound effects. I was like, you know what? You know what's very serendipitous? Oh, thank you, Photon. Heck yes. Yes, give me the dangerous downloads, Discord. That's what I'm here for. Let's see here. All in one. Oh my gosh, perfect. Let's open up a new Audacity. Because we're gonna... I was just now, well, just earlier, bragging about the how surprised I was at the file size of the entire game when zipped. And so Wave is going to have to get flattened down. All right. I'm just gonna like plop it right in. We're gonna be blown away live. Playing noise SFX. Dabble keeps tilting, which is unfortunate, but thank you again, Photon. This is gonna be good. Enable looping. Just plop it in here. I'm gonna drop the volume dB by 12. If you want to balance things out. I figured that's how you've got it. Playing... Ooh. Let's see here. Autoplay, yes. Bus sound effects. Here we go. Okay, let's do... Yeah, I will address the pitch a bit. There we go. This is my beautiful plane. It doesn't have a pilot yet. And the passenger keeps tilting. Do you remember when this was an RPG? Because I do. Great. This is good. This is good. All right. Let's bring it down 3 decibels. Let's see. I think we are gonna go actually faster in some places, and we will want the pitch to match. Heck yeah. I want to put some fish jumping at you around here, but I haven't drawn any fish. So this may be good enough for now, kind of thing. We still need a pilot, though. And then, whoa, depth of field! Ah! And then he, like, rotates into the plane. This is probably how physics would work. This is gonna be a fun moment. This is gonna be a fun moment. Like, when you get to this part of the game, it's like, oh, that's fun. Oh, yeah. Pilot Horse, the standalone game. There you go. Video game fun? There you go, and then it's gonna warp back because I just set the path on a loop. There you go. Okay, so why does he tilt? Why does he tilt so much? 47. That was with a lot of hits at the end. So I think 50 is very reasonable for a good run. I think if we want to make it like an easy first prize kind of thing, like you did it on your first time through, then oh well you got 40 points. Well, we might even just add some more balloons somewhere. Maybe one that's a little bit like out of the way for a bonus balloon kind of thing, and so that the easy score can be like 50. So why does he tilt? I thought it was this, but it's not this. Apparently, it's the character body itself, which is not axis locked, mind you, is actually tilting completely opposite. Why would that happen? Why would that happen, though? Because the code, it's only doing that. This I've confirmed is not happening. But this should be the one that's doing it. What if it's not global rotation? What if it's just regular rotation? No. Tilting at windmills. Oh gosh. I was struggling with slurps. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna lerp the individual axes of rotation, and that's good enough. Because I cannot for the life of me get the quaternions to cooperate. To quatroper. Never mind. There was a joke there. It's left as an exercise for the viewer. Okay, so this right here is, as the camera turns, the sprite follows it. And it's not quite billboarding. Cooperate. There it is. It's not an easy one to do audibly. So this right here is not quite billboard, and that's very intentional. This is like lazy billboarding. It kind of follows the camera, but like it lags a bit behind, so that you see the thinness. When the camera sweeps around, you get a good glimpse of the thinness of the characters. So that's very important. That's why we're not doing true billboard. This is supposed to be so that it's always upright without doing axis lock for some reason. I don't know why. But why then? Why Why is it not doing the thing then? Or rather, it very much is doing a thing. Okay, let's just let it run. Yeah, it's something very silly. Leaf blower. All right, here you can start to see it happen as we're starting to go down. So what if we remove all of the code? Yeah, okay, that did seem to do something. Yep, and then he popped back up. Okay, what code is doing it then? What code is doing this? I removed the code and everything went away. Okay. Go down here. Okay, stop. Slow it down, slow it down. Comment this out. Nope, he's still moving without that. Is it this? Well, I mean, it's hard to tell now, isn't it? Okay. Take his rotation. Check his mods. Check his rotation. Okay. Is it this? Is it this? Global rotation Y? Y? Okay. I think we've got this. I think we've got this now. This should do it. We've now got this force upright variable. Day!
When do I get my own room?
There we go. Day, thank you for 62 months. That's almost a year. A room. All right, where are you? Terraria NPC? Okay, this is working now. Okay, so weirdly, it was the Y rotation that was throwing it off. And I don't really understand why. Obviously, I don't understand Y rotation. There we go. And now he's staying in the thing. So at this point, we would speed up a little bit. So I'm thinking maybe we add zones that trigger the speed changes. That it like sets the speed one way when you enter the zone and then reverts to default when you exit a zone. The gold ones are worth 3. Pull up. Oh, jeez. Okay, that's cool. That's fun. I like it. I think it's fun and cool and good. The plane noise does add a lot, doesn't it? Okay, what next? Pilot or speed zones? Obviously speed zones. How do we do that? Are we just gonna do a big area 3D? And just say, okay, when the plane go in, it do the thing. Yeah, I think that's exactly what we're gonna do. So we're gonna need to test it in this zone. So it's area 3D. speed zone is what we're gonna call it. Give it a collision shape, 3D. Make that a box. Make it a box. Make this box pretty big in all directions so we can really see the effect. So you can use the boost to get through. So I'm thinking I kind of want to do a dumb Star Fox text bubble gag during this. Just a little, just some kind of very obvious nod of, because in the entire game, the text field has been the exact same format, and it'd be really funny to just really mix that up with just this little gag of it's a text box, but it appears with a different animation and has the portrait of the pilot, who is a horse. Let's remember. Okay, so this is gonna be in flight minigame, speed zone, create, and then we just need to hook up. Oh shoot! Don't put it on the collision. Put it on this. Flight minigame, speed zone. So area, we hook in body entered. We connect that. And body exited. And the body is going to be the thing. What is that going to be? Oh, okay. Let's use minigame manager. I think we need this to be named. Oops. There we go. That is how that works, right? Yeah. Okay. Minigame manager. As a speed. And I guess we're just gonna manually modify it. Let's say speed ratio. And that way we can just scale and then scale back. Some sort of equestrian aviator of some sort. Yes. So when we enter minigame manager dot speed is going to be multiplied by our speed ratio. And then when you exit, it's going to divide by. Yes, there's the potential for a little bit of like accumulating errors, but we're only going to hit like 3 or 4 speed zones in the entire minigame. It's not going to loop. So I'm not worried about that if you aren't. Great, cool. Let's do it. So this speed zone that we're gonna practice with here, let's give it a speed ratio of 2, just so we can test to see if that works. Now it's gonna go when body entered, and I think the only body that can enter is the plane. We're gonna find out. And it failed, because I still have that set to that. That needs to be area 3D, not collision shape 3D, because I accidentally made it on the wrong thing. All right, here comes the speed zone. Oh. And then we exit the speed zone. Okay, yeah, that works. It's a little bit harsh. So instead of speed, let's say target speed. And let's go back over to our minigame manager and add a target speed variable. And every frame, there's got to be a better way. No, we'll just do move toward. We'll do move toward. Speed equals move toward. Move from speed towards target speed by a rate of delta over, let's say 3. That feels right. So that we get this kind of lurch towards that. Yeah, so we speed up. There's definitely some kind of weird choppiness, and I don't know what that is. Okay, so yeah. So the speed, it will speed up and speed down during these areas, and we can set that however we want. And specifically, the area I have in mind that we want is the waterfall. That's kind of a big deal. So we can just extend this collision shape down. And there we go. Now it will go faster when we get to the waterfall. Brilliant. That might be the only one we need. Okay, next up, the pitch. I want for the speed zone to additionally affect the pitch of the engine sound effect. So we're gonna include a little code in the minigame management that is going to lerp the pitch of the sound effect of the plane. Plane sound. We'll work on this every frame based on the current speed. Plane sound dot pitch scale equals. So currently it's at 3 times our current speed divided by 3.0. Yeah, and so when we're going double speed, it'll double the pitch. That might be a bit much. Let's see what happens. Let's see how it sounds. Okay, it already jumped up. It's supposed to be 6. That's supposed to be 6. That's why it was double. That's why it started at double of what it should have started. Okay, so here's our normal. Okay, that's a good effect. That really sells the speed change. Now let's fast forward to the waterfall. Okay, there's gonna be a ooh. This is gonna be the moment for the player. Oh, yeah, that's fun. That's fun. No, that's good. That's really fun. I like that. That works really well. Okay, so we can remove this duplicate testing version. No, that is fun. It throws off the cycle a little bit, but this is still... I'd still consider this not finalized. Gosh, it looks really terrible when you look at it from above. like when you're in it, it's like you don't even notice how awful it is because it's very. I think the phrase is theme park architecture, where you're curating this one experience that's meant to be seen from specific angles and facings. And then when you kind of pull back the curtain and you just look backwards, and then you see that, like, no, the leaves do not connect to anything. They're just floating. It's a very different experience. But from the midst of it, it's good. It's good. All right, close this out. We're done with this. Yeah, this is good. This is good. Okay, the weird jitteriness. What is that? What is that? Let's see if we can spot that. Like already, that looks a little bit. If I just put my mouse on it, like it definitely looks like it's. Is it an illusion? No, that's definitely not an illusion. The plane is definitely moving in relation to the camera, back and forth. Why? So the camera is, yeah, it's got its own code to follow, where we are lerping the position. Like maybe it's lagging behind a bit too much. All right, so there's a camera target object which follows what? It follows the path follow object. Let's add a mesh here. Let's add a little prism to the path follow. Okay, this should be, yeah. All right, so this is perfect. What's this doing? This also, yes, okay, perfect. It's jerky as well as the plane is. That implies that it's the camera that's the one that's doing silly stuff. Thank you for the follow. All follows are anonymous. We are just working on a mini game in a. You're never gonna guess the genre of this game from what we're working on. The title might be a giveaway. This is a Paper Mario-like, with turn-based combat, low damage numbers, and a colorful cast of flat characters. But today we're working on a track shooter within the game for some reason. Okay, so it's the camera that's wonky. Here's my idea. Let's ramp up our lerp rate for position. And see if that cuts down on that. It does look a lot smoother. But the result is that every time the path changes direction, it kind of snaps to it, which is what I was trying to fix by changing it to a lerp. Given the choice between the two, I'd rather the plane look smooth and have the camera occasionally have to snap a bit than for it to look like it's getting disjointed from the plane. Thank you also for the follow. All follows are anonymous. Again, I think we're gonna add some fish here. Okay, and then flash photography from the balloon up here. That's fun. That's fun. Okay, so 50 is not hard to hit. There you go. Assuming we don't add any more poppable balloons, 50 is easy. Okay, that looks a lot better. I'm satisfied with that. Real quick, let's check on the Steam thread. Nope, no response. Okay. Let's assume that that it all worked out perfectly for him and that there's no more bugs ever. We had to do some quick sleuthing to find a bug that happens right when you're trying to fight the last boss of the demo. And apparently that bug's been in place for a long time, but it's hit or miss on whether or not it actually happens. Because I remember for one player who streamed it, it kept consistently happening. Whereas for me, it consistently did not happen. And I don't know what the difference is. Like, is it disk read speed or just the random order that nodes might get loaded in? I mean, he is quite repulsive, if you ask Turtle. Okay, I think let's pull up horse. Let's make our horse pilot. The people have been asking for pilot horse ever since the trailer dropped. And this is going to look a little bit different from the one in the trailer. Because at the time that I made the trailer, I had no intention of actually making a pilot horse. Let's see here. Aviator hat and goggles. Okay, got it. Yep, leather cap, big goggles, easy. This is gonna be the easiest paint of my life. All right. Oh gosh, how is this gonna look? Close, 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 close this, close that, close this. Pull this into a new tab. Okay. Yeah, big old leather cap. How does that work with ears? How does it make any sense? Vaguely like this. And then the flaps. The little flaps are very important. Almost looks like he's wearing blinders. Which is fitting. Oh, this is gonna be hard with the ear. I basically, how does, uh-oh. Oh, okay, you know what? Yeah. We need to open up the final image instead. Yeah, because that's got the mouth and stuff on, yeah. Okay. Let's try that again. Is this gonna be like a separate head that we do? Or do I just paste this onto his existing skull and try to line it up properly? Like, is his hair gonna be popping out of this? That seems like not good, but whatever. It's fine. N64 game. 11 letters? Huh. Dark brown? There we go, that's better. Some dry bristles. Dry bristles for texturing. Oh, I know it. Yeah, Petrosphere. Okay, so there's the cap. Now is he already wearing the goggles? I guess so. He should be wearing the goggles, huh? How do you put aviator goggles on a horse? What have I gotten myself into? Cubing the sphere. Oh, just wore goggles. Do you guys know why there's a horse in this game? Do you know why there's a horse in this game? It's because of Turtle. Do you know why there's snails in this game? It's because of Turtle. Do you know why there's pigs in this game? That one's actually GQ. I think it is so ridiculous how much of this game has been influenced by these like years-long throwaway gags that happen like one time on somebody's stream and is rippling throughout history. It's community memes all the way down. It's incredible. It's incredible how much of it is just in jokes, but played straight well enough that there's no wink and nod like it's a horse. No, it's just like, yeah, it's a horse. Gosh, man, it sure is a bit. It sure is a running bit, isn't it? I remember Ball Catcher Pro Saga. This is gonna look really silly on him. With his eyes there. Dude, now he just looks sad. Toes does or Tuz does. I love a good visual rhyme. Okay, so this needs to be more of a dark gray here. And then we need the inside of this. To be... oh yeah, that's right. We won't even see his eyes with these on. I think for this we go just like this, and then like just a nice like, yeah, look at that. There it is. There it is. That's all I needed. Impact. He was in the war. It's fine. It works. That is a horse pilot. Oops, hang on. I don't have opacity locked. That looks not bad for what it is, which is a horse pilot. Yeah, I think we do have to keep these connected, like the hat and goggles. Those are gonna get merged. Okay. And then we just move that here. All right, there we go. It works. Actors, horse. Ridiculous. A bomber jacket? What, do you think he's a member of the bomber gang from Majora's Mask? We'll see what happens. So let's see here. So he needs to inherit off of this. And this becomes horse pilot. Horse actor pilot. I was trying to think of a good name for a horse pilot. Because, I mean, we've already taken the best horse name for our two named horse characters. Canter and Gallop. I mean, he's definitely gonna have puns of some sort, because like this game is just rife with puns. They're everywhere. You can't move for puns. So let's see here. Duplicate. This becomes hat. Region of hat is this. Oh my gosh. Almost first try. With absolutely no editing. Just needs to be a little bit higher. Let's see, -5, a little bit more. Yeah. Air biscuit. These are good. These are good. Top tier even. Shirt. Self-modulate. Gotta give him a good... All right. Ants. That is one cool horse right there. Air Biscuit. Naviator. The Naviator. He's got a lot going on for basically like a side character that's gonna come up once ever, and then after that, I guess he'll be in charge of a mini game that you can come back to. We could also do his neck, head, arms, tail, and legs. And give them self-modulation of some sort. If we want to give him a slightly different color. Oh, but it is gonna... Whoa, Shadow Horse. Shadowfax. We'll just make it a little bit darker than the ones at the hub. All right, there he is. I think this is our guy right here. Roger. You know what? That's not... On its own, that's not bad. Just Roger. Like, it doesn't land smack dab in the middle of the Venn diagram of horse and pilot. But it does... Horse, pilot, and reasonable name is, I guess, the full 3 circles. And that 2 out of 3 right away. This guy looks pretty cool, I gotta say. He needs to be in a plane. He needs to be scaled down significantly. This man is a menace. Make sure he's not sticking out the bottom. Yeah. It's Clyde and Dale are probably some of the better named characters in the game. And full marks, because that was Al's suggestion. Bernoulli. That one's a tough one. That one's a tough one to get it to work here. Do not force him upright. He is allowed to tilt. Collision. He has no collision at all. There we go. Hey, casual. This is the mini game that I was telling you about. That we need an awesome soundtrack for. This is what it was. Here, let me give you the there was Super Mario Galaxy 2 has a gliding mini game. Fleet Glide, apparently. Let's see here. Fleet Glide. Music. What's it sound like? Play it for me. Play it for me, music player. Refresh. YouTube is dead. Oh no, it's fine. Yeah, I'm about to end as well. All right, I cannot access YouTube right now, apparently. But anyway, that's kind of vaguely the inspiration. Is like, okay, it's a mini game where you're basically just flying around. Slow down, jeez. Pull up. That's what he'll do. It's like a Banjo-Kazooie style. They had a specific name for the Banjo-Kazooie speak in Rareware. They called it gobbledygook. Or the Banjo-Kazooie speak. That was some dumb idea I had years ago for a channel point option was emulate the Banjo-Kazooie text thing. Similar to how we ended up with the citation system reward. Would do that, but for Banjo-Kazooie, and have like a 3D rendering of somebody's head. Like a really N64 level rendering of somebody's head. How do we make a 3D rendering? How do we make a N64 3D rendering of somebody's head? I don't know, but that would be a fun project to try. I don't remember what I was planning on doing that for. Maybe for a GDB promo or something. It was a really dumb idea. Well, yes, Blender is the route, but like, do I need to take like a series of photographs of my head or whoever's head I want to emulate, and then basically lovingly recreate that in Blender? Possibly. Hi. What's up? Just looking at my head, imagining how you would 3D render it. That's what I figured. That's what you're always thinking about. Always. Yeah, makes sense. Thank you for the follow. All follows are anonymous. Okay. Guys, we need to end stream. It's basically that time. This minigame is looking pretty good. It doesn't really have a win condition defined or anything, but I think we get the general gist that, like, you want to end with points. You want to end with lots of points. I like the little pop that the icon does. That's fun. That was good. I mean, that's what GermDove did for a long time. It was very funny. It was a very good bit. Yeah. Now this'll also work out to where we need to have like the actual runway beginning part of, like, the minigame is gonna start with the plane actually rolling off the runway, which let's see. So the idea is that this guy is up at Birdtown. Not initially. You have to rescue him before you can start this portion of the chapter. But he's living in a section of Birdtown off this way. Oh, did I ever show this off? Did I ever show the if you ever do it. Do it. The rope bridge. Leon, I keep forgetting that you're here and I keep getting jump scared. I need to fix Leon's field ability. It's not quite working. Look at this rope bridge. Look at that. That's so much better than we had originally. That's actual live physics. And I think that turned out pretty good. Thanks, Sammy. It is literally just rigid bodies connected by hinges. Oh, and the only other thing going on is each of them has an area 3D. Would you get off of my head, please? Each of them has an area 3D attached that whenever you are touching it, it sends a downward force onto the object, just to make, and a pretty hardy one, just to make sure that it's visible that you're walking across. And the effect is actually really good. I'm quite satisfied with how it turned out. I was very satisfied with that. And then this leads up to, oh yeah, I need to have a way to, I need to have a way to turn that animation off. So this is where the horse pilot lives. Tentatively Roger. So it's like suspended by big hot air balloons that are going to need actual animation. So they're kind of bobbing a bit. I need to actually draw a full map of this chapter because it's going to there's going to be a little bit of crisscrossing path. So it's like you start down below over here. You go through some stuff. There's a back and forth. You meet Leon. You save him, but he runs away or something. You get to the bottom of the big tree, but you can't go up. You keep going, and oops, dead end. But hey, there's a bird that says, "Oh, you want to get across? I know a guy up in Birdtown. Anyway, I'll open up the path," and then he does something that makes it so you can climb the tree. Along the way, you see a horse trapped in a bird cage. And talk to him. He tells you that the elevator's stuck, and if you could please fix it to get him back up to town, he would appreciate it. That's your contrivance right there. That's why you have to go through a little extra step before the flight minigame is available, because the pilot is trapped in the elevator. And so you get up here, and you can take this path up to the canopy where the elevator is normally powered. And oh, the guy that powers the elevator is under attack by some enemies. You fight the enemies. He's like, okay, thanks. I'll run the elevator again. He's a hamster in a wheel, by the way. It makes sense. Elevator comes up. Horse is, when you come back down, the elevator arrives, and the horse says, "Oh, thanks. I'll be over at the runway. Maybe I could repay you something." You can't go this way yet because you'll need Leon to get across, and that's the halfway point of chapter 2 when you get to that. So then you can go up to the runway and kick off the mini game, which is this whole thing, which gets you to the power station where you fight a mid-boss, and then you find out, oh, we can't get up here because there's not any power. Gosh, it's just one thing after another, as it turns out. Let's do a raid. An invasion, as they may be called. Who's on? Oh, good. Brent is on. We're not going to raid Brent. Ooh. Link to the Past Randomizer Tournament. GFE. Oh, it's currently being restreamed for people who like actual information about what in the world is going on. How is he faring? It is impossible for me to tell. Well, maybe, I don't know. I don't know if he's ahead. I've never had oh, he doesn't have cape. But why would you ever want cape? He does have powder, though. And he has bow. Okay. He might be ahead. Who else can we see? Because he's not going to have microphones available, and it's emote-only chat. What's something else we could go check out? Other categories. Mario? You guys like Mario. I know you do. I don't know any of you people. None. I mean, I guess I know of Shovda, but, like... I've never hung out with her. Maker. Nope. Nope. Ah, where to go? Where to go? Mario Bros. Speedrun raid. I feel good about this. It's a lot of effort for a mini game in an RPG. Also, it does have inverted controls, but it feels pretty good on a joystick. I mean, I would raid into casual. I would raid and run. Wait, it's like 3 a.m. It's not 3 a.m. It's very, very early a.m. hours. $3:30 a.m. You are not streaming at 3:30 a.m. Let's see. Oh yeah, go to browse. Browse. Ow. Can we win by doing absolutely nothing? You were tempted. You were tempted. Dang, I have no idea. Pull up, pull up! That's always... I'm not against streaming into software and game dev, but since it's usually people I do not already know, it feels really bad to raid and run since I have to go to sleep, like, pretty much as soon as we raid out. Because usually if you raid into somebody, be like, let's talk about what you're working on. I wanna know. It's like I wanna know what they're working on. They wanna know what I'm working on. I'm looking. Oh man, I'm gonna need to like make another spreadsheet of people we could possibly raid. Yeah, basically is that's what it boils down to is hello, goodbye. Thank you for being online. Goodbye. Not a lot of people working on the Godot tag right now. Yeah. Playing. Maybe we'll drop people off at GFE's stream. Even though he can't talk right now because he's doing a live race. But that might be the route we take. Sure. I'm allowed to raid and run into GFE's channel. All right, there we go. I figured it out. I'm going to bed. Gosh, what Monday is tomorrow? That means work and a stream. I don't know what we do tomorrow exactly, since this is kind of to the point where it's like, yeah, the bones are there. It's like it's, you know, there's no way in or out of this scene, but the general concept is there. It's functional. Goodbye, short. It's part of a fossil. So it's definitely not done, but it's like, it's about as done as it can be without the connecting pieces that don't exist yet. That doesn't sound right. That probably didn't happen at all, short. I'm not playing. Not playing. Oh, let's do this. Tomorrow. Let's do the Star Fox gag. Let's do the Star Fox gag with the. That'll be fun. We'll do a little trigger for text box and go from there. It'll be fun. That sounds like a good idea. We should definitely do that short. Bye, everybody. We're gonna go watch GFE do a race. Bye.